goal. The shotgun snap, a play fake, looking to throw. Moore is wide open. Touchdown! 9:17 to go. Tied at 13. Again to Estime running right, goes back to the right, and now he's into the secondary. 10-5, touchdown Notre Dame. 31 seconds to go. And the Irish have the lead. The matchup is good as advertised. The Blue Devils went toe-to-toe with the number 11 team in the country, but it's the Irish who get the win late, 21-14.
We're hungry. I think it's a bad taste in our mouth right now, and we just want to dominate, because no matter what we've done, it doesn't matter. It's always about the next series, and right now, the only thing that matters is our last series that we played and getting ready for the next one. So we have a bad taste in our mouth, and we're ready to play ball. And we're ready to get on the field.
Go out there tonight, you bring fire, you bring passion, you bring energy, you bring physicality. Obviously happy with where we are at 4-1, and you know certainly feel like we let one get away a little bit against Notre Dame, but obviously happy with where we are, and now we head into the meat of the schedule, and this is what we've been setting up for all year, which is this 7-game gauntlet of ACC play that we knew was coming, and getting a little bit rested and healthy and ready to go for it is critical, and now we're gonna have to take it one game at a time to kind of try to go and get our goals.
Our coaches and the strength staff and training staff have done a great job with us throughout the bye week of getting us healthy, treatment, giving us time off to rest, clear our minds. So I'd say like everybody's coming back pretty fresh and excited.
We have a mature group, and I think we handled parts of the early part of the schedule really well, and there were obviously the 2 mega games kind of sprinkled in there, which fired everybody up, but I think everybody came back, with a goal for what these 7 games could become for us, and so I think now that there's a suddenness and a finality to it being here, I think you've seen a little bit more urgency about our guys going about our business.
So coming off the open week, feeling refreshed for sure. Got our legs back a little bit, so feeling good, feeling ready to go for this game that we got coming up, feeling confident.
Here's the snap, the give to Estime, into the pile, cannot get it, brought down, VJ Anthony on the play. Here's the shotgun snap to Leonard, roll into the left, play fake, launches, it is caught, Hagan's a first down. Here's the snap, gonna keep it on the ground, it's Jacquez Moore running right, 45 across midfield, down the right sideline, Moore a stutter step, and he's out of bounds at the 30. He's a speedster.
I don't know how much you tweak, really. It's when you get into the bye week, really you want to stay sharp. You want to make sure that you don't put any rust on yourself, that you give guys a chance to get healthy, get rested, get a little bit mentally recharged, and come out of the bye week playing 1 game better, honestly, is how we kind of look at it. And what you don't want to do is come out and have to take 2 quarters to get yourself going again. And so I don't know that you necessarily are changing things or fine-tuning things. It's just a matter of continuing to be who we are at a higher level.
Duke All Access is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about what you do next. By Continental Tire, the smart choice in tires. And by Coke Zero Sugar. They say Coke Zero is irresistibly tasty. Does that make it the best Coke ever? Find out for yourself.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels.
I used to go missing all the time. I let everyone down. I even let Shannon Sharp down.
Yeah, you let me down.
They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter, that electrolytes are all the same. Then just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Could be the difference between dominating and disappearing. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Statistically, the world is losing color. But who wants a gray world when we could have this? Honey yellow, periwinkle, indigold. Things stay the same when the same is where you stay. But in hundreds of Delta destinations, simply opening your eyes can open your world.
I need to try it first.
All right, here's what today's about. It's about us, right? It's about this unit, right? It's a measuring bar. That's all it is. Okay, it's like, how far have we come? What are we truly chasing? Like, are we on the path that Coach Elko talks about each and every day? Are we on the mission that's the best version of us that we could possibly be, right? That's a daily battle, right? And we fight it every single day, right? And we've got to make choices, right? And that's what today is. It's no different than any other day. Are we going to be the best version that we could be today? And is that better than yesterday? Everything you got, right? That's what this game demands. We talk about it all the time. This game wants everything from you. When you're between these lines, every ounce of you has got to be here, has got to be present. Go attack it, right? Make them feel you for 60 minutes. Understand what they got themselves into. Understood? Let's make it happen, all right? Go attack it. First snap to the left. Here we go. Yeah, we on 2, 1, 2. TME.
Here's the snap. The Blue Devils bring 5. He's got a little bit of time. Winding down. He's hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. And he gets it again on this carry. Not much doing. Brought down as he got back to the line of scrimmage. VJ Anthony made the play. High snap handled well. He's trying to bounce it outside right. Nothing doing. Mausi slowed him down. Peebles finished him off. 4-man rush. DeNoble has some time. Takes the shot down the right sideline, and it is intercepted. Miles Jones picked it off at the 25-yard line. Step for step with the intended target Stewart, and he just took one away. Plumnick from the shotgun takes the snap. Maffa again, lost it again, and it's scooped up by the Blue Devils. Headed the other way, 20, 40, across midfield, and finally brought down as he got to the 30-yard line. It's Jalen Stinson who came out of there with it.
Through 5 games, we've done a really nice job. I think we're stopping people, we're keeping people out of the end zone. We're doing a really nice job down in the red zone of keeping people out of the end zone and holding them to field goals. And we've been fortunate enough to block a couple and have some teams miss a couple, and that's got us in a really good position. And so far so good. Now let's see what we can do for 7 games.
I think the biggest thing our defense has learned about each other is that we know, like, no matter what 11 guys are on that field, when we look to our left and our right, we know for a fact we might bend, but not one person on that field is going to break. Everyone's going to play snap to whistle every single play, no matter what part of the field we're on, no matter what situation it is. Every time we go out there, our goal is to get the offense off the field. So, I mean, it's special when you go out there and just, you know that no matter what the situation is, 10 guys out there with you are going to play snap to whistle.
We can communicate better. We're on the same page. We're all on the same page. Move like a well-oiled machine. There's times where off of communication, that's where you see the little cracks and slips, and just kind of like getting ahead of those before they get exposed. You understand what I'm saying? And so, not to say like something terribly wrong has happened, but like we see how what we were doing in the past, what we were doing game 1, might not have cut it for game 2. And so it's just like filling those voids and being ahead of the curve before you actually, like, those mistakes are costly for you.
One of the things that we always constantly remind ourselves that we can be great. We can always be better. There's always things we can do more. So, as we go into each game, we always tell ourselves it's not about them, it's about us. So, I mean, if we all keep that mindset right there, that it's not about them, it's about us, then we can be amazing.
We brought back a lot of guys on defensive line. I think having a talented defensive line is a great place for that to start, and I think that says a lot about what we're doing in our program that a school like Duke can bring back as many talented defensive linemen as we did. And then obviously a lot's been made of the additions and the improvement in the secondary, and I think that's been critical too. I think if you looked at us last year, we played good defense. At times we were a little susceptible to the long pass, and that's where some of the gaps were. And I think we've been able to kind of so far eliminate some of those gaps and eliminate some of those big pass plays, and I think that's really helped.
Going to keep it on the ground. Mitchell spun to the middle, lost the ball. It's scooped up by Carter. 20, 15, big boy touchdown. Dwayne rumbles in, and the Blue Devils have broken it open here in the third quarter.
Turnovers, as you guys know, main priority for us and our defense and our team, winning the turnover battle. So it's always a priority, never not going to be a priority for us to force turnovers. So looking to go out there this weekend and just force turnovers.
I love it, man. This defense, honestly, I would say it surprised me, and I'm man enough to say that because when I first got here, coming from Miami, because you have a lot of talent on Miami. You got all the 4- and 5-star talented kids, and when I got here, one thing I did know is everyone worked extremely hard. And me being the new guy, I had never seen these guys play in the game before. Practice is one thing, I had never seen them play in the game before. So I knew everyone was hard workers. I knew everyone was gonna get on that field and grind out, but for them to be performing at the level they're performing at, and I'm saying it like I'm not a part of the defense, but just outside looking in, just to be performing at the level that the defense was performing at, and there's always room for improvement. It was a shock to me because it makes you raise your level of playing, and I can appreciate that, and that's why I came here. That was the reason I came here. And you're always gonna have doubts on your mind, like, is it gonna be this, is it gonna be that? But every time, like, even towards the end of fall camp, just seeing how dominant our defense was, like, you never know until you get on that field how hard people are gonna play for you. You never know how hard like a team's gonna come together and glue together, and like you're together, but then you have some programs with front runners. You have some programs that you're together in practice, and then when things hit the fan, you never know. And I was honestly surprised. I'm happy. I'm more than happy.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels.
I used to go missing all the time. I let everyone down. I even let Shannon Sharp down.
Yeah, you let me down.
They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter, that electrolytes are all the same. Then just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Could be the difference between dominating and disappearing. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
People have trusted Reed's Jewelers with their life's moments since 1946. That's because we're family owned. We treat everyone who walks through our doors or visits our website as a part of our family. We have a beautiful selection of jewelry and watches for any occasion. We offer free shipping and returns, as well as multiple payment options to make sure you find the perfect gift. See why people have trusted Reed's Jewelers to celebrate their life's moments for over 75 years.
It's bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits.
It's her!
You're not just tailgating, you're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Head to Bojangles and grab your tailgate box today.
Duke's new century cries out for a university where the drive to discover is not hemmed by disciplinary logics, where philosophers work side by side with physicians and physicists, where nurses find inspiration in narrative theory, where mechanical engineers team up with marine biologists or musicians. I believe Duke will continue to be that university, together.
Here's the snap. They're going to bring 4. Bryant looking to the left. Nobody home. To the right he goes. Dangerous pass. It's intercepted. Picked off by Miles Jones. His second of the season. He returns it to the 26-yard line. And that's where Duke will have it first and 10.
I mean, obviously, we were able to add 3 veteran pieces in the secondary, and I think they're all critical and playing big roles. And Al Blades has probably been the most consistent because he's been the most injury-free, and I think he's finding that form he had before he went through a lot of injuries at Miami, and he's getting confidence and is playing at a really high level. And so we've been able to play him at corner and a little bit at dime, and he's got some position flexibility, which is really good. Miles Jones has added tremendous length for us as a corner guy, and that's something that you can't ever undervalue, is having a really long athletic corner. And so it'd be great to get him back this week, and he'll get him continuing to play at the level he was. And then, adding Jeremiah Lewis back into the secondary at the last minute, I think has been really big, not only from just a talent standpoint, but also from a leadership and then an experience standpoint. He's been able to really help Terry kind of continue to develop and grow and get us to a point where we feel like we have 3 really good safeties back there now.
I feel like when I came in, I wanted to be able to not make people feel like, have like this preperception of me, make people feel like, oh, this guy's just here to finish his last year, like step on somebody else's toes. I wanted to know, like, I'm a part of the team. Like, I know you guys have been together 3-4 years, but I'm open for you guys. Like, I'm going to be me. I'm going to do with whoever Al Blaze Jr. is, I'm going to be me. I'm not going to try to hide in the locker room and just come in every day and be like this, I'm here to play football type of guy. I wanted to know, like, I want everybody in the locker room to know, like, I'm one of you guys, and whatever it takes, I'm going to earn your trust. I'm going to be there with you guys. Like, yeah, I have an open personality, but when it comes down to it, I let people know, like, you can talk to me, I'll talk to you, and then that's kind of what it was. It wasn't just, like, me trying to, like, force my way into a locker room and be like, oh, like, I'm here. But I would say I felt the room out the first week. I wanted to see, like, how people were, who the leaders were, but I definitely was available and open with the team.
Obviously, we looked at the film, and I think the film showed a story that maybe the most recent results didn't, and so we trusted our eyes with what we saw in the film evaluation. And then, when you got to know him, like, he's a phenomenal kid, and he's got a tremendous competitive spirit. I think he's got a really good work ethic, and I think he's kind of integrated into our culture extremely well. The kids love him. They love him being in the locker room, and he's really become one of us very quickly. And so when that all comes together with a really talented kid, I think he gets into a headspace where he's able to play his best football, and I think that's what you're seeing from him.
And my whole thing was when I got here, because I didn't know where my career was going to go. I knew I could make plays. I knew I was good, but I knew I had to get back to where I was. I knew I had to kind of like focus on myself and get myself back in the groove and get back used to playing corner, but I didn't want to do it alone. I wanted to bring everyone that was already here with me. And whatever the competition is, I'll leave that to the coaches. But my whole thing was I wanted to get everyone in the corners room better. I want us to be able to work every day. I want us to be able to just get better and be the best we can be. So just having the younger guys, just all us feeding off each other. And it's not like, okay, this one guy's the leader. It was never that. It was if I wake up in the morning and I hit the group chat like, yo boys, like, let's work. They'll be like, okay, let's work. Or I'm not feeling it one day, and a younger guy could hit the group chat and be like, let's work. And I'll be like, okay, let's get it. So that's kind of the whole dynamic of like, yeah, we have a couple Porter guys, three or four Porter guys on defense, 2, I think, only me and Miles. And yeah, they brought us in and just, we were a part of the team immediately.
I wouldn't say there was a time during my process that I didn't feel like I could get back. I feel like that's the reason I'm here right now, is because I did believe that I could eventually get back on the field and start making plays. And so when I did end up entering the transfer portal and came to Duke, I just immediately kind of fell in love with the place, the atmosphere, and obviously I trust the coaches that are here because they've coached me previously, and so that's what went into that decision.
I think when kids go into the transfer portal, there's a little bit of comfort that they're looking for. I think everyone's a little bit nervous of walking into a situation that's completely dark. And so I think you see a lot of that, of kids going to places where there's a pre-existing relationship or some type of connection, whether it be through coaching or recruiting or something. Very rarely do you see a kid go in the portal and just walk into a situation where he doesn't know anybody. And so, yeah, obviously I think prior relationships with both of those guys played a huge role in us landing them.
Just the whole atmosphere, everything, it felt like everything was pointing me towards Duke, and it was almost like this calling for me. Like, I had a Duke blue car and like, it was just like everything was pointed in that direction. So when I did take the visit, for me it was like a point of development. I knew I hadn't played my natural position, corner, for a very long time. So for me it was going to be big on just like being able to develop every day in practice and being able to get better, and like having coaches that believe in me and know where I can get to. So when I came in and talked to Elko, they had that vibe. And then I talked to all the players. I talked to Riley on my visit. I had Darius Joyner. He was the one bringing me around and like just talking about the city and talking about the players, the culture. And when I got around the players, it was almost like it was no skip a beat with the players. So like I knew they were going to be accepting. I knew they were going to be willing to bring me in and bring me on the wing. So I had there was no weird intents with any of the players. So when I got here, it was just like, I saw the way Elko runs the practices for the players to get better every day. It's an intense practice, but you're actually playing football, which that's how you get better at football every day. You're playing football. It was just special. So everything just kind of lined up. I knew I needed the development in practice. All the D linemen were coming back, which is big for a corner. I needed that. All the receivers were coming back, so I knew I would be able to get some work from experienced receivers in practice. I knew I was going to get better in that end. Coach Ish was at UM. I wasn't as close with Coach Ish at UM as I am here, but it was just a familiar face. Yeah, everything just made sense for me. I knew everything, how I wanted it. I want everything to be on me and my work ethic. So there was like nothing, no politics here. There's no outside noise here. The city's great. The people here are great. The players are great. And the culture is great. And you have to work hard to get to what you want here.
These mascots represent some of the most heated rivalries in college sports. What could possibly bring them all together? Everyone agrees on the best team in smart home security. CPI.
It's bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits.
It's her!
You're not just tailgating, you're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Head to Bojangles and grab your tailgate box today.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Duke Football 360 with Dave Harding, presented by Continental Tire, the smart choice in tires.
The Blue Devils have a grueling stretch to end the season. 7 ACC games. They're going to have to rely on the defense to play incredibly well to get wins. One player on the defense that's made a massive impact is number 3, the nickel safety, Brandon Johnson. We're going to focus on him today. He's showing up in all sorts of ways for the Duke defense. Pass breakups, TFLs, tackles. He's not that huge in stature, 5'10", 180, but the impact that is felt from him is huge. Here he is against Clemson, lined up right in the linebacker spot where you'd normally see the linebackers. They've kind of shifted over. He's got great identification. That's one way that he helps put himself ahead, understanding what the offense is going to do before they do it. He's pointing out who his responsibility is. In this case, it's the person in the H-back set. And look, right at the snap, you see number 0 for Clemson start running to the left. Look at Brandon Johnson running that way. Ball is thrown into the flat, and the closing speed that we see from number 3 is phenomenal. Then the physicality to bring him down. They're trying to isolate a defender in the open field, one-on-one. Brandon Johnson will not be deterred, gets a TFL, a very physical play. Here he is a little later in the game. Lined up out wide, still looking at number 0, the receiver. They try a little crossing pattern here to get the defense off of their line. He works around that noise, continues through the middle of the defense, through the middle of the field, and this is on the 10-yard line. Big play as Clemson's trying to go in. We just saw the physicality. Here we're seeing patience. He's got the speed to close ground, to get in position, but he waits for the ball to get to the receiver. As soon as it does, he scrapes down through his hands and forces it incomplete. A complete player. He's got a little confidence too, as he should. Here is against Lafayette, lined up in a different position. This is like what the third different way that we've seen the Duke defense use him. This time it's a 3-down defensive line set with Brandon Johnson blitzing off the edge. He initially plays the running back on the RPO, and the athletic ability to get out of that track, redirect, and get to the quarterback to force the throw incomplete is pretty phenomenal here. A very effective blitzer, got a nose for the football, physical. Here he is, similar way right here, impacting the offense, 3-down line, blitzing off the edge, works around the running back who's in pass protection in this case, gets into the backfield, and sacks the quarterback. Brandon Johnson continuing to show up. This is against Northwestern for the final play, working around blockers, trying to get a little screen set up here, a little head fake inside. Again, the anticipation, that ball, as soon as it reaches the hands of the receiver, boom, Brandon Johnson's there to bring him down. Number 3, making a massive impact for the Duke defense, and they're going to need him at his best through this ACC stretch.
For Northwestern, quick throw to the left on this one. Dangerous pass, it's caught, but it'll be a loss of 2 because Brandon Johnson read it so well out of the flat on the left.
First of all, he's got electric twitch, and I think that's something that is really unique. And so that gives him an ability to be a really good blitzer. It also gives him the ability to be a really talented man-to-man cover guy. And then he also has the athleticism to get to a lot of different spots on the field. And so you can hide him and disguise him and do a lot of different things with him. And he's a piece for us that really, from about the midway point on last year, has been an integral piece to what we're doing on 3rd down and really every down and distance. And he's a huge playmaker. And obviously he's a huge part of our success on defense.
When we see an offense that's just using their playmakers to make plays, we use our playmakers on defense to match that. We try to just make sure that we got the right matchups and that we're in the right position to defend those creative plays. And that's pretty much it. Just making sure I'm always in position. All 11 of us, making sure the entire defense is in position, whether it's pass or run, keying the right things and having good eyes and having good feet, just making sure that we're where we're supposed to be so we can defend the plays we're supposed to defend.
I think he feels the game naturally. I think he appreciates that we're putting him in positions to make plays. I think that's always the thing. When a kid feels like you're moving him around just for the sake of moving him around, they're usually a little less likely to pick up on it. When the kid feels like he's being moved around to become a playmaker and to put himself at the point of attack to impact the game, generally they're able to pick things up in the way you want them to.